You are listening to Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle, Jeremy Sanchez, and Mikey Douglas, only on LA Talk Radio.
So you know the deal. It's time for Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle on LA Talk Radio.
Evening, Red Army. All Reds today. In spite of things that's going on in the United States, we're all Reds tonight. We're going to start it off a little different. My brother, Bandito Mikey, we're going to do a little tribute to the great Red. Sir. Bugsby Babe, Sir Bobby Charlton. So go ahead, Bandito, do your thing, brother.
Yeah, it's finger guns in the air. But
no guns. No guns.
Yeah, so we missed, I forgot, we missed the opportunity on the 1-year anniversary of the passing of United legend Bobby Charlton, Sir Bobby Charlton, if you like. October 21st was the 1-year anniversary of his passing. And we just want to give reverence to our mighty Red. For those younger supporters or newer to United who don't know Bobby Charlton, that's okay. We were all there at one point. We're gonna talk about it. So Bobby Charlton, one of the United greats, and what makes him so great is he came from being a youth player. He was a member of the Busby Babes back in the 1950s. He was a survivor of the Munich air disaster. The flight that crashed in Munich while taking off and killed his teammates and some press and some staff on the airplane. Survivor of that crash. Almost gave up playing football, returned back to his home in Ashington, and was later on, convinced and coaxed back into the club and had a fantastic career. 10 years later, it was he and the boys raising the European Cup, what we now would refer to as the Champions League, in 1958. He was a member of the England World Cup winners in 1966. They're one time at home, winning the World Cup. Accolades galore. So he played for the club from 1953 to 1973. So 2 decades of being a Red. Some personal accolades on his, again, winner of the Ballon d'Or, if you follow that thing. So at the time, it was just European players that were eligible for the Ballon d'Or. So best player in Europe. Part of the Manchester United trilogy. So the trilogy is very special. United is the only club to have 3 players on the same team to win the Ballon d'Or. So Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law, and George Best all on the same team. Not like a Real Madrid where they went and bought them and brought them together. Winner of FA Youth Cup 3 times, winner of the FA Cup. Again, like I said, winner of the European Cup, winner of the old First Division 3 times with Manchester United, and again, World Cup winner with England. Goes by Sir Bobby Charlton, if you like. So knighted within that ranks, and possessor of one of the best comb overs in the 70s that you will see in his older days. Fantastic. He was played on the wing, played the 10, played midfield, had an absolute rocket of a shot on him. You don't get to be for many years before Wayne Rooney, the United's number one scorer and England's number one scorer without some massive skill from the midfield mostly. If you haven't seen the movie United, do yourself a favor, go check it out. It's about that time period from the Munich air disaster to the European Cup. Really good flick, and you'll get a little insight, some history on the Busby Babes and that period of time. So reverence to Bobby Charlton.
Yes, reverence. Well done, Bandito. Well done. Shame on us. Shame on you, Cheese. Oh, wow.
No guns. No guns.
Sound effects in
Who
this
did that?
I was tasked to find some sound effects like an hour before the show. Zine, so big up the man.
Wow.
I just get that random text. It's like, yo, download the app with some gunshots.
Who said that?
Who said that?
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
All right, boys. Good evening, everybody. Red Army. This is Those Casual Red Show. We're brought to you by Belor Maluki and Shaq Gideon. BMS is what they're called, one of the finest law forums in Southern California in the country. You can call them at 747-444-4444. Get that free consultation to deal with personal injury, all that good stuff. Just don't kill no man. We know how that goes. BMS is what they call 747-444-4444. All right, I'm Casey. Next to me is the guy them called Cheesy. I got Bandito Mike here representing SoCal. Got Ronaldo representing the South. Big Mikey representing the South. And Sean representing Pittsburgh. How's everybody doing? Today we are a divided country.
Hey, real quick.
Yes,
Wanted to
sir.
add on real quick. When don't diss Real, because Real helped us recover after Munich. So Real Madrid had a major.
I want this.
part to play in
I
us.
want this done.
Please let me finish. I have to talk 2 seconds left. Please let me finish. It's not good podcasting. So yeah, Real helped us during that time period with some good fixtures to help us recover as a club because Munich financially destroyed us. So just a little insight on that. Shout out
That's
to
good.
Bandito
No,
for
that's
the
good.
great
No,
insight.
I'm all about the youth, and the youth need to know the history.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Was that plane crash or a car crash?
I don't even
Oh
want
my
to.
god!
I don't even want to know what
You
that.
crash out the
I
tank.
don't even want to know.
Umbaraz Clot. Well, here we go. Big day, big show. A lot to talk about. We're going to get into some Chelsea. We're going to get into some City and our new boss, Amarin. Talk about Rude. Talk about some Zersky. All them good things. But first, Sean and I already talked about the thing. We're going to talk about Chelsea. I was highly disappointed. I don't want to speak on it anymore. We're just going to go real quick. Well, first of all, let me find out how everybody's doing. Bandito, how are you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing good, thank you. All things considered. Yeah.
Ronaldo, how are you feeling? Did you vote?
I voted a long time ago. Yep, I did.
Mikey, I know you voted.
Yes,
No, I voted, baby.
I did the early voting, baby.
Sean, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
It's funny all the pressure I got today on voting
Like people running up on you.
because I was wearing my stickers with pride.
Oh,
You
And
wearing
then
your
people
pride
like,
stickers?
so I said, look upon me and ask the question one more time.
Stickers. You got more than one sticker? You voter frauding? What's going on?
Well, no, see,
You're
for
supposed to
some
wear a sticker.
reason, San Bernardino County still has me registered out there.
oh.
So they still send me things, but I'm registered in LA County too. So I didn't vote for San Bernardino County because I don't live there. You happy, Cheese, with your ranked self?
You got a complicated life.
Yeah, it is complicated. I know. But life is complicated. But let's talk about the Chelsea matter.
Okay. Hey, you were so nervous and so chatty, and
Yeah,
I rarely see you like that for
I
a
wanted to beat you.
mid-table clash. It looked like Sunday League football, but yeah.
Yeah, the Chelsea thing. I don't know what it is about Chelsea. I don't know what it is about Chelsea why it brings everybody out. We've seen Reds we haven't seen in years up in the LA group, but maybe some family issues where I like to see Chelsea lose. But I really wanted to see them win. I thought it was a shit game. I was very concerned with the scoring part, but Mikey, I'd like to hear your opinions on it. You know, I saw you post the thing with the stats with our scoring rankings and all that, and we were true to form, weren't we?
Yeah. I mean, once again, not finishing our food, like Mark Berry will say, my adversary, and yeah, just all around being poor up front, not being clinical, not finishing, opting to do crazy things in front of goal. Looking good up until that point of scoring or getting to that point. So we're just missing that part, right? We also are conceding to, right? We're conceded to so a real jammy goal that went against the run of play. But I feel like once we get the front three, whoever it's going to be, under control and getting them firing and figure out, how that's going to happen, the rest will come together. But, scoring and then letting them score 6 minutes later is that's the United DNA now.
The United DNA. It's funny to me because my mind is acting weird right now, and I'm just going to tell you guys that. Because for what I watched today from our new coach, and I'm looking at the Chelsea match, it's hard for me to accept what I saw against Chelsea. I don't know how you feel about it, Mike, Bandito, Mike, but tactically, when I watched what I saw today, and I remember what I saw from the Chelsea game, it's a disaster how we're playing. We're leaky. We don't have no intensity. With our striker situation is a mess. I mean, tactically, Mike, what did we run against Chelsea?
I think the instructions were, boys, get out there and enjoy your football and put a show on for the fans. And Chelsea, look, they've got some good athletes and some technically sound players, but they don't have it together either. I mean, it was there for either team for the taking. Now, Caicedo, fantastic goal. I mean, what do you do? I mean, he hits it one time, and then no one's near him. I think he was the best player on the pitch. Garnacho had a bit of a stinker, some poor decision making in the final execution. I feel like he wants to just take it all on himself, and like he's got to score the goal and he's got to make it happen. When I had a few times where it was just a simple through ball to Ahmad or a square ball across, and it was like, Harry Kane doesn't pass to Raheem Sterling for England. It was going to be a tap-ins, but young players are going to be inconsistent and they're going to make mistakes, and he's allowed that. But yeah, it didn't look good. The finishing wasn't great, but it created some chances. I think Ugarte, it was kind of a game where he was running around, smashing into people. I think even Casemiro had a fair game, but it was 5 out of 10s for almost everybody in the lineup.
Ronaldo, did you think anything good came out of that game? I mean, we saw the first game against Leicester City under Rude. Is it fair to give Rude a grade for this game? Do you think he was basically shit? Did you think he?
I don't think it was all bad. It was scrappy. I mean, I felt good watching the game throughout. It was like it was an engaging game. Not a lot of chances, of course. But it was flowing good both ways. I felt okay with it. Like Bandito said, they went out there and they played basically. And if we had a little more cohesion, a little more selflessness and togetherness, we could have beat those guys straight up. So I was a little disappointed and encouraged, and we'll still scented. We have a lot of work to do.
Geez, did you think we were going to keep the lead after we scored?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Zero faith. Zero faith.
We're waiting for it, right?
Oh, hell no. You know how it is. Immediately after you watch the game, so like on game day, like the emotions post-match versus now you come to the show a nice full 48 hours after, you have time to process everything. So I'm just like, what I want from the game, I want to be a better fan for Manchester United.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's how I feel after the game. It's like we roasted Garnacho. Like I've never seen us hate on Garnacho so hard.
There was
Like
a lot of
during
Garnacho
the
disappointment.
90, and granted, it was
game.
because of disappointment. I was like, man, we were. Apologies to the kid because I'm just like, that's who we count on for the goals. I get that, so it's disappointing when he doesn't come through. And yes, he did have a stinker. I don't know if he's absolutely gas, but I'm gonna let that one slide. There's no way he has games like more games like that for the season. So I'm gonna let that slide. Finishing, we know, is our problem. We've been talking about that many shows. So Rude didn't lose. I'll give him that. He didn't. It wasn't 0 points. We took a point away from the game. He didn't lose, and yeah, we got a lot to work on.
Sean, that's funny that when people Garnacho seems like he's getting a lot of attention from that game. And when I did the show with Sean was speaking on how are we losing Garnacho right now?
He's overplayed.
Huh?
He's overplayed. He's a 19-year-old kid that's had over 100 games for Man United.
I feel like
he's overplayed.
5 games ago, it was like, why isn't he playing more?
Yeah, but there's a fine line between
beginning of the season, right? When it was Ahmad and Rashford, and everybody was like, "Why isn't Garnacho playing? Why isn't Garnacho playing?" And now he's overplayed.
Yeah, but there's a fine line between
overplayed.
overplayed.
No, I definitely think he's overplayed. I think a bunch of them are 100%.
Minu's overplayed too.
Who's overplayed too?
Minu. You can see the drop off from last year. He went to the Euros. He went to the finals. Had a short break, came back. Not that he's bad. He's not looking in himself right now. He's just overplayed.
It seems like our system and our tactics, it doesn't help our attackers. Well, it doesn't help anybody. Period. Because I don't even know what we're running right now. And Benito said we're just out there looking in the mirror saying, "Go express." It's like an Ali speech. Go express yourself and do your thing.
We're united.
Yeah, we're united and do it for the Stretford end. And I mean, I don't know. This coach
the thing about it, Casey, is when was the last time you saw us with a 15 pass great team goal, right?
I can't remember.
That's what we're not getting. We're like Rashford and Garnacho and even Xerxes, they're getting good positions, and we just ask them to create everything and score goals against 2 defenders, or it's too much to ask for Garnacho to do that week in, week out. And I play into it too. I'm like, oh, this kid, like, he gets the crowd on their feet, and you feel like something's going to happen when he gets the ball, and he's like so desperate to make things happen. You got to remember his hero Ronaldo. He probably came good about his 3rd year when he was like, okay, the potential is fulfilled. So we don't want Garnacho to plateau. We want him to keep ascending so yeah, it's got to be. It's tough because he's in a team that's kind of bang average.
And no leaders.
Can this team use somebody? I know I'm about to get talked crazy right now. Could this team use somebody like a Danny Welbeck?
No.
A proper striker, yes. I don't know.
I mean, they need some mentorship. They need some veteran leadership. We're learning bad habits. These guys, who's leading that group? Rashford?
We have a guy that's won 4 Champions Leagues. Why is he not?
I'm talking about our attackers.
5.
When they go off in their old groups and train, midfielders over here, defenders over here. You got your attackers over here. Who's leading our attackers?
No, that's not.
That's not how it works. I don't
how
think
football goes.
That's not how it works. It's not like American football where you have a defensive captain and an offensive captain. It's not like that.
That's exactly why we're shit.
No, when Roy Keane was captain, he was the captain of the entire team. Like, that's how he would get on to you if you was a striker, if you were a goalkeeper, he'd get on to you. Not to, as much as Roy Keane's annoying to me now, but he was an effective captain because he made everybody else into leaders as well. It wasn't just him. He
Yeah,
made everyone leaders. He got around and got into
lead.
everybody's head the same way because it can't just be one leader on the team. Because when he falters, then what? You know what I'm saying?
We've got Casemiro and Erickson, says Brian, as our leaders. Fair. Our team's weak.
To that point about our team being weak, Mason Mount looks real good in training.
Oh God, his action picks and training are so nice.
Fire.
I want to say one thing. That midfield has to get solved first, because that was a basketball game. That was a literal basketball game we watched where those guys strolled through our midfield. They looked dangerous. We got overrun in the midfield. Like Lavia,
more so on the wings.
All of them men ran through our midfield, and like everybody's making this big deal about Ugarte and all of that. And like I like Ugarte as a signing, but like he had he had 13 duels and won 2 of them. He had lost the ball 11 times with six fouls, and one of his errors almost led to a shot. Like Onana had more touches than he did. Like we can't have that consistently so we have to figure out that midfield. We have to figure it out, because everybody's like on to me like, oh, you had a good game. I'm like, bro, where? Mazzari had the best game for us. It was Mazzari was the best player for us by a mile. He's been a godsend.
Yeah,
he's figured out. We know what he's gonna do, and he wouldn't have the best game. I thought he played for the best for us, but it wasn't like a stellar performance. But he kept the ball, progressed it, and was able to do way more than our midfield was able to do. So we have to figure out this midfield first, bro. It's still a problem. 22 successful passes out of 38. That's not going to get it at the higher level. It's not. Not blaming him only, but he's a part of that. Bruno wasn't great. Like, we got to figure that out first. Everybody's left back, That midfield needs to figure itself out. And I think that a tactical change is what's needed. A difference in formation is what's needed.
Well, that's all coming. That's all coming, my friends. And let's go. Did anybody watch the City match today?
I watched it.
I was watching Milan. Sorry.
I will say this with the Man City game before we all get hyped up. Okay. You got to remember, City have a problem right now. Yep. That's the third game in a row that they've lost. So I won't read too much into this result. Even though they played amazingly well, their backline was incredible. Let's not read too much into that result, because one, Amarim said after the game, we don't have the players to play that.
Exactly.
2, City are on a down spiral right now. So I'm not reading too much into it. It's a great win, but I'm not reading too much into it.
And City also has a midfield issue now, because
they have a defense issue, not just midfield.
Rodri's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Rodri's gone. Bernardo Silva's too slow. Gundogan's been stinking it up since he's got back. Like, they haven't been clicking because that midfield just not firing. They can defend for days when it comes to the last third, the final third. But they can't. And they're also not firing either. That's the thing where Haaland is getting to a point where he's just not firing. And you know what's crazy? This is what City does around this time of the year every year. They do this they show everybody's like, oh, are they slipping? Are they slipping because they lost 2 games? Because losing 2 games for City is a big deal. Are they slipping 3 games? And then come January, they rattle off 22 wins, win the league, go to a Champions League final or something like that. So I think they'll figure it out, but not reading into this at all, bro. This is a drill team from Sporting that's been with this guy for a long time. He knows what they like. He knows their tendencies, and he already pulled a Ten Hag and said, "We're not playing like that here. Not with these waste men."
I didn't get that part, so now my whole mood is shit. Yeah, and I agree. We don't have the guys, because when I watch those wing back things they have going there, them dudes are serious. They are a commitment, and I was like, who's gonna do that for us?
I can see their left wing back and their striker being at Man United by next summer.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna leave be January, but summertime. Yeah, he's gonna come with
He's gonna go. He says he's not gonna go for them. That's bullshit. If he wants to play with the 3 at the back, he's gonna have to need the players, and why not go for him? The left back looked fantastic today, and the striker looked even better. So why not? And you can't say he can't do it in the Premier League. He just scored a hat-trick against City. So
Not a lot of teams put like licks on City like they just did. So that's a big deal. Be excited for that. Be excited that we have that kind of manager, but temper those expectations because he's also been with this team. He's drove this stuff into them. It's gonna take time. Here's the standard. 18 months. 18 months. I'm giving you clean out the gate. That's what I'm giving you. I want to see play style.
18 months.
I want to see 18 months to we got to win. We have to win because we're in a results business, right? Yeah. Have to win. But at the same time, I want to see a cohesive, evident, tangible play style and also some tactical changes when the play style isn't working, right? I'm giving you 18 months to give me that. I don't want the league. I don't want a cup. I want 18 months to show us that there's a project being had because that's what the problem with Ten Hag was. We were winning certain times with Ten Hag and beating certain teams. We beat Liverpool that one time, and we were like, oh, yeah, it's coming together in like the second or third. And they're like, oh, we're finally going to turn a corner. And every time we looked like we were going to turn a corner, we couldn't. So I want to see a play style. We never had a play style in the Ten Hag.
Do you think this team, Mikey, is better?
Ask Bandito.
No. You're saying Ten Hag had 18, did some winning early. I'm going to ask Bandito a question, but I want to ask you, did Ten Hag, did he leave us with a better situation than when he found it?
I think Ten Hag took it as far as he could with the guys he had. I feel like those guys down tools on him. I feel like
our situation.
I feel like he lost the dressing room. He lost the confidence of those guys, and a lot of the fan base went with that too. And I feel like those are two things you just can't have when you're trying to build a team. Guys just didn't know what their roles would be, or when it wasn't working, it just didn't look like it was going to get to a certain point. And cup tournaments kept that alive longer than it needed to. And granted, we were right here. All of us were right here like, yo, give him another. He won this. Give him another. We were all right here saying that, but like Ali said, I hate to say it, your true testament of how well you're doing is your progression in the league, and we weren't progressing. So I don't feel like he left us in a better situation. I just feel like he took it as far as he could take it. Just like Ali took us as far as he could take. Everybody took this as far as they could go. I think the only person that got hard done was Van Gaal. I think Van Gaal could have gave him a little bit more time.
I think he left us in a better position.
I thought he did too. Bandita,
a better position in 13th?
I just think the youth.
Yeah, but we're only 6 points off the top,
youth.
dude. Like, you got to stop reading into 13th. We're 2 wins away from being in the top 6. Like, you can't.
Can we get the wins?
It don't matter. We're not. It
don't matter if we win.
We're not conceding. Did I say on about the wins?
You just said.
Look at the table. Away. We are 6 points away from being in the top 6. Okay.
Yeah. So because everybody else is bad, we're still. If everybody else was firing. Everybody else is bad.
You can say the same for Arnie Slot, but same thing. Arnie Slot's only popped because City and Arsenal are shit. You can say the same thing, but they're having a good merry-go-round.
Bandito, tell me, what's logically right for this coach? What's a good time frame? 18 months is like it seems rushed. I mean, he's got to get it.
The cynic in me says in 2 years he'll be back at Sporting de Portugal.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the third year you really judge. You say, okay, you've had enough transfer windows. Hopefully he gets supported in that kind of way. You've had enough time to implement your style. You've had enough time to bring in some talented youngsters. And I think in the third year is when you really like, okay, the excuses are done. Like let's see it, homie.
I watched that.
For me, that's my opinion.
I agree.
I watched that game today, gentlemen, and I actually felt sorry for the people at Sporting
that they lose to such a good coach.
They got a good thing going on out there. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, I watched it and I was like, God, we're some dirty bastards. Mm-hmm. I mean, the crowd, the support, the team, and the send-off they gave him for his last one. Oh, my God. And he got to come deal with us. He got to go fix Rashford.
So he was there for this is his 5th year or this is his 4th year? This is 4th year. Sporting hadn't broken the duopoly of a Portuguese football in 19 years, and I think in his last 2 years he's managed to win the league and look pretty good in Champions League as well. So yeah, I mean they've got all the reason to love the guy.
Yeah, we have to give him time. He has to have time. Like, if he can show progression and everything else, I keep saying we have to give him time because he's not going to come. You can't expect him to come in and instantly play the ball that he wants to play and get Sporting, the Man United, to play the Sporting way right away. So we have to. For me, this season's a wash. Like, if we finish in Europa League, that's fine. I don't see us finishing in the top 4. Europa League is fine as long as we get Europe.
But we're 6
next season is kind of where I want to play.
You cheeky bastard.
What happened?
He said be 6 points out of top 4.
This man just said he doesn't see
6 points out the top 4, but it's a wash. The season's a wash.
I said top 6, not top 4.
Is it Uchiwali or one Mike? I don't know.
I said top 6, not top 4.
How many draws do we need to break that?
Speaking of draws,
7 draws.
Oh no, we already talked about that.
Do you guys really think Forest is going to say 3rd? Come on, guys.
No.
Come on. Jesus Christ.
I remember we said some things about Leicester City not doing the things, but I know it's Forest. So.
Yeah, that year everybody was shit. Everybody was shit that year.
Wow.
But I have to expect that. I have to expect that teams will find form, right? I have to expect that a lot of the top 7 or 8 teams will start to find form, or at least 6 of them, right? So if we don't find ours, this gap that we have, then yeah, everybody's been kind of dropping points or whatever here and there, losing the teams their sides they shouldn't, like Bournemouth beating City or Tottenham losing to Crystal Palace or whatever the case may be. But when they come to Man United, they're putting licks on us. They come to Man United rocked up like we're Ipswich, and they putting the belt to ass on us every time. So that's what I need to figure out. Is this guy going to be able to get the belt off our tail? Because we're getting it from everybody now. I'm not going to be surprised when Ipswich come and they pull a 1-0 smash and grab at Old Trafford. And then we're looking at Amorim like, it's Ipswich, I hope it don't happen, but like this team has a way of making managers look crazy.
Crazy. Real crazy. And I agree with you on that. And I don't know if he's got to change commitment, culture, effort.
He's got his work cut out for him.
He's got his work cut out for him. I did a prayer for him today when I was like, boy,
real quick.
You know what you're walking into.
Real quick. You could do that at sides like Sporting, right? You could implement play styles. Guys don't kind of know where they're going to be. They're not like the best guys. They're not sought after by everybody. So you could instill this thing in them. There's not a lot of money being pumped into Sporting as much as us, right? Compared to us. But they're like one of the top 16 teams that could buy players. Like they got money. All right, there's not a lot, but you could do that with these lower money, lower league sides. You know what I'm saying? You yourself said League Nosh is awful. You say things like that. You know what I'm saying? So you could build that with that. Can you do that at Man United with the divas that we got?
Is it money or time? Does he need?
You need both.
Mm-hmm. Brian says that he's going to need 2 summer transfer windows to really see. 2 summers, that's what? That's more than 18 months, isn't it? Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Chief?
Content.
What are you doing? Counting.
I don't know.
Counting. What are you counting, Cheese?
No, content. Content.
I'm doing some studio things in here.
Counting votes. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, bro, I'm happy. I'm happy to have a new coach. Let's just say we're all happy to have a new start. We could be happy.
We wish him well.
Mm-hmm. We could be happy to have a clean slate and some expectation.
Bandito,
yeah, like Mikey's saying, it's kind of like a tempered excitement, right? We've been down this road before.
Road.
There's some cynics out there who are 3 games in are going to call him a bearded fraud.
Yep.
And that's just how United. That's how we are.
Everybody's a fraud now. Yep.
So
a bunch of 16-year-olds with comp videos. They're gonna get online and say, "Oh, zero aura, zero riz." After we lose to Ipswich 1-0, and yeah, it'll go to shit real fast because we have a bad, toxic fan base.
That's why I want to be better. This is what I'm talking about.
You want to be a better supporter.
Yep, because this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to be one of those people. Toxic fan base. It's terrible, man.
Can you describe a toxic fan that you know personally? No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Because I don't know. I don't rock with them. I don't know none.
No, we got a good fan base. Even Mark, he's good. You would love Mark at the pub. He gives you play-by-play. He encourages players. What are you doing?
I like Mark.
He's this little Irish guy from Limerick with this massive voice, and he's like a former Men in Black football hooligan who's been like in prison for like football violence, but lives in LA now. And he's a coach of kids, and he's like yelling at the players like it's like he's on the touchline. It's pretty funny.
He coaches rich kids.
I'm gonna get beat up in LA. I'm telling you.
No, you will not.
At this rate, I'm gonna get beat. I can't wait. I'm gonna get knocked out in the streets of South Central.
First of all, the LA crowd is way too inebriated to realize what's going on, and there's always some gal.
Is it in South Central?
But anyway, it's a funny vibe. You've all said it. We want to be excited. I feel like I should be excited. People are coming up to me today. Man, you got a good coach. I was like,
We'll see.
Sporting got a good coach.
We'll see.
Put it this way, guys. At some point, someone's going to come into Man United and fucking fix it. At some point, it's going to happen.
Well, it's got to happen by 2020.
You know what's going to happen? The delinquents are going to age out. That's
I'm going to be gone. My kid will see it.
Hey, I'm old, man.
All the
heart can't take it anymore.
All the divas on the team, their contract's gonna done out. That's why Barato's like, 2028, we're gonna show
2028. Think about that. So
Ineos math.
Can I say one more thing on the Sporting City thing?
Yes, please.
Something also encouraging. I do like the youth football. So in Champions League, they have something called the UEFA Youth Cup. So U19 Sporting will play U19 City, and U19 Sporting whoops some ass on U19 City. And this 19 team, they look better than United's first team. Like they know what they're doing. They know where they're organized.
Vision 2020
balls. So you're hoping that they can bring that kind of structure and this kind of seamlessness from 12-year-olds into the first team in our youth setup. So something encouraging.
I gotta say, Bandito, I gotta give it up to you, dog. Like, how do you know that? Are you watching?
Dude,
you're watching,
guys. The academy is the best thing about our club right now.
Facts.
He's talking about Sporting.
The academy is the best thing about his club. That's why
he's not talking about our academy. He's talking about Sporting.
He's talking about Sporting.
He's talking about Sporting. That's why I'm like, I got to give it up to you, bro, because you're really keeping your finger on the pulse with that. So shouts to you for that.
We should be paying you though.
And when I talk about being a better fan, that's my inspiration right there. The man that y'all talking about. That's my inspiration.
He's LA's
top Reds.
Tell the lawyers that's giving us money for this show, give us another installment just for Bandito.
For real. I can get us another sponsor too. I'm just gonna put it in Bandito's Cash App.
Bang.
Oh my Lord. It's a crazy time. We want to be there. We want to be there, but we've all experienced this. And I just feel like I'm a damaged supporter. I really do.
Traumatized.
And then the Chelsea thing, I was nervous like a girl on a prom date. I was just walking outside, sitting by myself. Oh God, I don't know. But anything, if this man brings us structure, I think we'll win some matches.
Second coming of Sir Alex.
Why I keep hearing that?
I don't know, because people like to talk shit.
He said it. He said it.
No,
in the press conference.
He's got a good personality, a good sense of humor, and he said, "Well, if I lose, it's gonna, the world's gonna fall apart, and if I win, they're gonna call me the next Sir Alex Ferguson."
Wow, he said that
in his presser.
Yeah. He did. He's a Mourinho baby, isn't he?
And the journalist called him Sir Alex after the interview today.
Wow, interesting.
Oh God!
Quick thing before we got 10 minutes left, I want to talk to you guys about Josh Rosevsky.
It's a little early to tell. It's still early doors. He hasn't looked great in his goal output. He gets in some decent spaces. I was at the Spurs game and he was warming up on the touchline, so he's about 10 yards away from me, and he looks like a pretty good rugby player. Like, he's a massive dude. So when he's on the pitch, he played at Palace, and he seemed like he's maybe 20 pounds overweight. Like, he's not
thick. He's thick.
Yeah, he's a thick, muscular dude. He's thick with it. And yeah, it's still early doors. I mean, we want to see him involved in goal scoring. His first touch lets him down some of the time, and that's unfortunate. Different kind of player than Hoyland. But yeah, like I said, it's still early days to see, what's up with him. But yeah, you want to get him involved. You want to get him minutes, and hopefully he gets going.
I feel like he could lose 15 to 20. To get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's harsh. It's just his body type. He's just a big, muscular guy. What I'm surprised at is he's not really great at like knocking the ball down and controlling it.
Yeah, no.
With the center back right on him, he kind of like accepts the position that they stop him at instead of fighting for the ball. So that was a bit, I thought it was going to be more like a really nice target man. Haven't really seen that as much.
Yeah, I mean, what I was saying in our last show, me and Sean, I was saying I think he's just a rhythm player. Like, some guys that need rhythm, they need time, they need touches, right? They need touches, and like Sean has said it a bunch of times, like, our strikers don't get touches, they don't get it. But also, a part of being clinical isn't getting the ball 30 times and scoring on the 5th attempt. Being clinical is getting it once on the 5th, like getting it 5 times to you and scoring. Like, you don't get it a lot and you put it away. When you do get it, you take it. Like, when Haaland gets in the goal, how many times you gasp because you're like, he might score. He got it. He's good because he puts it away. He's clinical. It don't matter where he is. He'll put a leg up and it looks like it's in a weird angle and it'll go. That's clinical. That's what clinical is. So we need touches. We need him to get touches. He grows in the game over time. I think the passing is there. I do think he's weak as far as like boxing men out, keeping the ball, holding it up. I feel like he could do it sometimes, but there's other times where he just accepts it. But yeah, we got to get him the touches, get him in rhythm, get him a couple goals, and get him going.
My take on Joshua Zirkzee is Ineos need to stop buying waste man if it don't work out for this guy.
Wow.
If it don't work out for this guy, Ineos need to stop buying waste man.
Call him a waste man, though.
If it don't
Young waste man.
If it don't work out for him,
would you say he's a donkey?
Yeah, that's what the internet said. I've never called him but that. I have never called him. I see that shit floating around online.
He's giving me Dutch Fellini vibes.
I think he's a skilled player. He needs to just trim down and get a little bit more athletic because guys are able to get to his feet and tie him up now. I think people know what he is now.
Like I thought it was a lot of potential after the Fulham game, after opening game of the season when he played against Fulham.
Yeah, but you know what?
You're like, all right, we got something to work with, and it's been like downhill ever since.
Our system is not there to service number 9.
Yeah, we don't feed our strikers at all.
We don't, and it's a rough situation.
Yeah, you want to get him the ball.
And the boy wants to eat.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do.
I don't know. Like, he got stage fright on that 1v1. That 1v1, he took one touch. I'm like, yo, he's not gonna make it.
I saw him running, and it looked like he was running in slow motion. I'm like,
he's not gonna make it.
He's not gonna make it.
Everybody texts me at the same time, like, "Yo, did the game slow down or something?" I'm like, "Nah, that's just Dirty running."
You're checking you were checking your internet connection.
I thought we were buffering. I'm like, is it buffering? I hit the screen a couple times.
Don't take that ball.
I think it was at Palace. I think it was at Palace, and my buddy Mickey next to me. He took a bad touch, and then he's like lumbering around, and then he looks at me. He's like, "He's not it, is he?"
Poor guy.
It's still early days. It's still early days, though. Come
there's
on,
a
bro.
talent in there.
Be a good fan. Be a
He
good
needs to get
fan.
at a peak performance size. He does. He really does. Oh, well. It's been a fun show.
Oh, man.
I'm just, it's weird because I'm just going back to our coach. So many people were excited for me. Hey, you look like you got a great coach. And I was like, I pray for him.
Well, yep. I was like,
I really do pray for him because
his whole
I think, Mikey, I want to apologize to you. The striker from Portugal, from Sporting, I like him. He's a rude boy. He's a gunman.
They got talent in that league, bro. They won't, it's just like France, right? They have talent. We just poach them all. We take everything. So, like, by the time you get to see them play, it's like, yeah, their best players are gone. Look at Martial was at what? He was at Monaco. You know what I'm saying? We took him when he was young. He was fire in there. Fine, I ended up not being nothing for us. But like when you take him young, you're not gonna have nothing left.
Yeah,
Portugal's still figuring it out.
The Portuguese, the top teams, their financial motto or their financial play is always, sell to the Premier League and then restock your players. Those top players again, sell to the Premier League, and then that's how they stay afloat.
I've always thought Ronaldo should have went back to Sporting. I always felt like he should have did that.
He out there getting cheese now. He ain't playing. Sporting ain't got that money for him. Quick. We got 2 games left. We got Park.
Real quick. Can we do our Oracle of the Week for the next? Can we get a bunch of scores? So Bandito, we're doing like a score prediction game. I got a spreadsheet.
Okay, let's do that.
Everybody's at 0, so you could join in. Can we just get the quick score predictions for the next game coming up? And I will take them down.
So you want us to do this game or in Leicester City, or you want to say
the next game in the league? So in the Premier League.
Oh, the Premier League?
Leicester City?
Yeah.
Oh, we going
Leicester?
I'm gonna go with 2-3-1 Leicester to Man United.
Against Leicester? I want to win this, so I'm gonna go real. Go ahead, Cheese.
I'm gonna go
3-2 United.
No.
Jamie Vardy party. 3-2 United.
You have a weird way of saying things, Go ahead. I'm gonna go last.
I got away with words. All right, thank you.
We're gonna beat Athens 2-0 at home. 2-0 United and 2-1 United against Leicester. Leicester's 18. We're not hitting them 5.
I'll go 1-0 over Leicester.
Ooh, Chris. I'm gonna go with a 2-1 over Leicester, and we're gonna clot the Greece team 3-0.
Would you say Casey? Which one was yours?
2-1.
2-1 against Leicester City, and 3-0 over Pauk.
Pauk.
P-A-O-K. That's how you say it.
P-O-A-K.
Pauk.
Every Jamaican's like Pauk.
And the Jimmy Murphy Award winner, Shula Solitaire, will be coming back to Old Trafford.
Let's go.
Does he play for the Greek team?
He does.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's so valuable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta change the budget.
I'm not worthy.
I gotta stop buying beer.
Ben told you that. Your doctor told you that too.
Listen, my doctor's so vexed with me right now.
Ronaldo, you said 2-1?
Yeah,
2-1 United.
All right. 3-1 Sean. Okay.
Big Mike.
2-0. 2-0 for me. 2-0.
Talk about your show Thursday.
You know,
we got our show coming out Thursday as always. I'm gonna try to be on there with my 2 kids. It's not as easy at 8:00 because that's when they get ready for bed. That's when the baby has to take a bath and go down and make milk. But I will say on that show, I will be talking about how LA steals every team from every other place and they're a bunch of crooks.
We don't steal nobody who want to come to us. This has been another one of those Casual Red shows. This has been beautiful. Our moods have been tempered. We should be excited, but we've all been up this street before like a girl walking to Vegas. That don't make no sense at all.
No.
But anyway, it's been fun. Bandito.
But
Ronaldo,
I got away with words. Okay.
Sean, Mikey, Cheese, and myself. You know how it is. Up the fucking Reds, everybody.
Reds.
Remember, we're divided, but tomorrow we'll be unified. Let's make this country a better place.
Damn
Damn,
this motherfucker down. Let's burn it down.
Make something happen. Make something happen.
Jeez, come on.
You are listening to Those Casual Reds with Casey Gayle, Jeremy Sanchez, and Mikey Douglas, only on LA Talk Radio.